Hi, everyone. I'm here just doing a check-in real quick. Maybe open some rolls. I've got to get them taken in today. Yeah. So I'm just hanging out. I really hate when Andrew's in the hospital. Hi, whoever's here. Yeah, I'm okay. Just Andrew's gonna try to leave the hospital before the doctors want to release him. So kind of a rough morning. Hi, my Victoria dear. They're wanting to keep him another day. And he ended up getting a nurse that he's not liking. And he's not nice when he gets nurses that don't do what he asks. So, hi, my Mama Lou. You won the donor giveaway last night, Mama Lou, so you have another proof set coming, sweetheart. So you just gotta let me know what you want. Well, we live in just such a small town that there isn't very many options for him. So I don't know if he's even gonna come in. Hold on, he's calling me right now. Hello? Okay. 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 She did say something about that they were gonna the doctor had discussed with her giving you vitamin K instead of the FFP, and she told him no because that would make it too hard to bring it back normal after you get back on the warfarin. So, okay, I'll call her and find out. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Right. Okay. Okay. I'll, okay. I'll call Dr. Chris. Okay. I love you too. Bye. Sorry, guys. I got to call his doctor real quick. He is ready to leave, regardless of what the doctor at the hospital says. So he wants me to call his regular doctor and tell his regular doctor he's leaving. So, sorry, guys. Hello? No, it's not. He's gonna let him give him some meds, but then he's gonna leave. Can I speak to Dr. Chris, please? This is for Andrew O'Neill. Okay, could you have her call me when she gets done? Keni O'Neill. 928-715-8770. Okay, thank you so much. Bye. Okay. Well, now I'm good because I have to wait for the doctor to call now. So I got him to agree to at least let them do what they need to try to get his numbers down because they're really high, which is not good. His blood is super, 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 super thin right now. It's like extremely thin. The nurse that he has now waited an hour after he requested his meds to even give them to him, and then got upset with him when he got out of bed by himself and stuff. I just don't know what to do to help. The supervisor. I imagine they've probably called the supervisor for him. He gets mean in the hospital when they don't do what he wants. So his nurse didn't go back into the room. They sent somebody else in to give him his meds. So she didn't even do her job. She sent somebody else to do it. So I think when I go in here in a little bit, I'm just going to talk to him and see what I can do. I don't want him to just leave. It worries me that his blood is so thin right now. It has went up. His number went up a lot. It's like a very significant jump, and he's like now in a danger zone. So it's his INR, Victoria, and therapeutic for him is 2.0, and right now he's at a 3.7. Yesterday he was at a 3.1, so it's jumped from a 3.1 to a 3.7 4-hour period, which is not good at all, especially because they're not even giving him his blood thinners or anything. He wants me to talk to his doctor that he goes to all the time because they're giving him potassium pills, and he wants to know if that could be affecting his number and making it climb, because that's the only thing that he's doing different. So I'm waiting for her to call back. I just hate when he's in there because I don't sleep very well. And I worry about him the whole time. No worries, Mama Lou. I'm just emotional. It says there's 5 people here. That's cool. When he's grumpy like this, he doesn't even want me at the hospital. Hi, Off-Grid Power. Off-Grid, I haven't checked the mail in like 3 days because of Andrew being in the hospital. So I haven't gotten anything yet, but that's just probably because I haven't checked the mail. I've been distracted. Victoria, I did see your card though, and I emailed you back.
Oh, no wonder you're live.
Yeah, I'm live.
I thought it was recording.
Thank you, Off-Grid Power. No, he's trying to.
I know, I'm going to see him.
His number is at a 3.7 right now. It's jumped way the heck up there.
Yeah, I'm going to see him.
He won't listen to me.
I know, he won't listen to nobody.
I know. And he keeps telling his doctor no, that he won't do what they say.
I'll go in and see him. What room's he in?
360. And he's in bed too.
Oh, I've been in that room. I've been in that room, not in that bed, but I've been in that room.
Yeah, he's by himself right now, which is lucky because he's even worse when he's got somebody in the room with him. So,
I could take her with me.
I'd
leave her with him.
The nurse was over an hour late giving him his meds, which really got him going.
Yeah, you were banging. I thought it was recording last night, so I was watching. Kept thinking.
Okay, Off-Grid Power, I'm glad you stopped by.
Hi,
Thanks for coming by. We got Victoria and Mama Lou and Off-Grid Power.
I'm going to go in and see the monster. See if I can catch some sense into him.
Can I have a little bit of that too?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I was so sick last night.
Oh, I'm sorry. Victoria said, tell him Mom Victoria says stay there. I'm waiting for Dr. Chris, the normal doctor, to call me back because he wants to know if the potassium is causing it to climb like it is. Because they've been giving him potassium every day.
Uh-oh.
So. Victoria says, Phil, you better tell him she doesn't want to come down here.
Oh, she'll like the weather. Nice out.
It is. Doesn't even look like it's as windy as it was yesterday.
It's not. It's just got a slight breeze today.
Well, he's still prescribed the warfarin right now, Victoria, but they stopped it for now because his number keeps climbing so fast. So they stopped the warfarin completely. And then they were talking about giving him vitamin K because he didn't want to do the FFP. And his doctor was like, no, don't give him vitamin K because then we have to fight to get his number back to a stable number from being too low. So you can't do that. It takes longer to get the vitamin K to stabilize than it does the FFP. So I got him to agree to let them do the FFP. So he's going to let him do that. And he said he won't go home until after that's done. But then he's leaving. So
Oh, I'm not going to say
Hi, Cunning Oak.
306?
No, 360.
360.
Yeah. And I got to get through these because he wants me to get them taken back. So, because he's got a box that I'm supposed to pick up today, which I don't know how I'm going to do that because I'm not on his account. So I don't know if they'll let me.
What box? What account?
The Walmart one.
Oh, we can go pick it up for him.
Can we? Okay. Yeah, Kenny Oak is staying with us. So he kind of has an idea as to what's going on. I just got to get these rolls open, so I have to go through them. If PayPal comes, PayPal comes. If not, oh well. I got to get through them anyways because I got to take them back. So I'm just looking to see if I've got anything cool in it.
It's the only way to build our silver back up.
Yeah, and I got to find his 40s that are stashed because there were no more in here. And I need 3 more 40s for last night's stream. But he said that there were some in flips, so.
There are. Yeah, they're the Keni flips.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We both got a bunch for putting them back into.
Oh, okay.
Back to the community, and there's other things we're going to be putting in for free giveaways, but we just haven't figured it out yet.
Right.
Everything going on. He's got this need to go to.
He's got 2 of them that we've got written down. You want that he's sending out. Lake House Beach and Gold Watch and Pay Dirt.
Oh, okay.
So those are the. Yeah.
Gold Ridge, Pay Dirt.
Yeah, that one, the one that I'm Patreon to.
Oh, okay.
The Germany guy.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to send him some stuff anyways. And so he's like, well, if we're going to send him stuff, if I'm sending a package to Germany, I'm going to make it a good one, you know?
Yeah.
So if we're going to send over, then we're going to send something worth sending over. So.
Yeah. 16, huh?
Victoria says to tell him no climbing out the window.
You'll only be on the roof.
Yeah, he'll just walk out. He's come close before. I've never actually had him walk out while I was there with him, but his sisters had to deal with him walking out before.
My wife used to do that shit to me all the time.
Walk out?
Call me, come and get me, and they release me, and I'll get there, and she's sneaking out the damn back door.
Jeez Louise.
After she done slapped 2 nurses, you know.
Oh no.
Yeah, she wasn't nice in the hospital.
And Mama Lou, this hospital is just terrible. I mean, it really is. It's not a very good hospital, but.
I mean, they did save my life.
Yes. They did save our Philip. But I like when Andrew had his stroke, what? Your heart attack and his stroke were on the same day, so that was what, 2 years ago or 3 years ago now?
2016.
Yeah, 2016. He had a stroke, and they had him sitting on. They didn't even have him on a bed. They had him sitting on a hard chair in the back corner of the ER for like 9 hours before they finally got him seen for having a stroke. And then they went into panic mode, but you know, he sat there for 9 hours on a chair having a stroke. Yeah, Philip was in for his heart attack and Andrew was in for a stroke on the exact same day.
Yeah.
And we didn't even know it at the time. They were just a couple rooms apart in the hospital, and we didn't know it at the time. I think, yeah, me and Mary Jo, Philip's wife, were going in to visit at the same time and bumped into each other, and we were like, "What the heck?" Hi, Silver Bugle. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, Andrew used to be really, really, really bad in the hospital, and he's gotten better over the years. But once he gets a bad nurse, then there's no getting him back for that. He gets even more stubborn after that. And he can really be a butt sometimes. These rolls are always so full of the bicentennial things.
That's what he was saying. These ones. You know, you have to burn through them.
Yeah, yeah. Because once I get through these, I'm going to head in. I got to take Jazzy with me. Oh,
I got it. Stop.
My car is on the side of the road. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is great. Last night I went to go see Andrew. I was going to go see Andrew before I picked Kenny Oak up from work because he got off work at 1 and I need to pick him up. So I was driving into town at like 11 to visit Andrew when I got done live streaming and blew the left front tire. So then I'm trying to change it by myself, and the jack that was in the car wouldn't jack up far enough for me to change the tire. So I had to call the kids to come and rescue me. And the boy had been drinking, so my daughter wouldn't let him drive because he had been drinking. So she woke up the baby, got the baby in the car, and then drove out there, and we get the tire changed, and the spare is flat. So once we get the spare on, it's flat. So now it's just sitting on the side of the road, and I have to get the spare fixed or the regular tire fixed or something fixed so that I can drive my car. So yeah, it's been a fun few days. I don't know how you could be a nurse and not have compassion, but this nurse apparently is not one of the good ones. Yeah, my kids have, I've always raised them that no matter what is going on, if you've been drinking at all, even if it's just one beer, you don't drive. You find somebody else to drive. So my daughter was pretty adamant last night. I mean, the kid had only had 2 beers, but my daughter was like, you don't drive after you've drank. I don't care what it is. You don't drive after you drink, because if anything were to happen, I would never forgive myself for letting you drive. So
you didn't call me.
They were worried you were sleeping, and we didn't want to bug you because you haven't been feeling good. So, and I don't have your phone number in my phone for some reason. I always have to go into Andrew's phone, get your phone number, and then call you. I don't know why. I desperately need to put it in there, but so right now, Silver Bugle, they're still trying to keep him longer because he has a blood disorder and his INR keeps climbing really high, and they can't get it under control, and so they can't let him go home until they get his INR under control. What had happened, I don't know if you saw any of it, but he thought he had a hernia. I thought it was really bad, so I took him in, and it ended up being that he coughed so hard he ripped his groin muscle in half, and he was bleeding internally. So they had to stop the bleed, remove the blood, and then now they're just watching him because of his blood disorder, because they're really scared it's going to get so thin that he's just going to start bleeding, because that's what can happen. His blood gets thin enough that it just like escapes through the veins. It doesn't stay in his veins. And last time that happened, his whole chest cavity filled up with blood. They took Oh, do you even remember? Was it 6 liters they took out?
6
So he
liters,
took
yeah.
6 liters out of his chest last time. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. So that's what I'm scared of, because he was really close to dying that time, and it really scared me a lot. And I don't want him to come home and get a weird bleed like that again in his chest cavity or someplace, and it really scares me a lot. And of course, he's convinced he can just take care of it all at home, but
Dr. Andrew.
yes, my sweet Dr. Andrew.
Dr. Andrew. He's got a license, you know. Yeah, I told him I'll go buy snake bite this year, okay? So he wants to get a snake bite kit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I have a thing about finding rattlesnakes.
Yeah, I have a feeling you guys are going to get up there to the Bradshaws and your tents are going to be full of them.
All that stuff, yeah, they're going to be hibernating in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll throw a rock at that stuff before I get close enough.
Right.
Because,
yeah, rattlesnakes. We have Mojave green rattlesnakes here, and they're not very nice at all.
we got the ringtails down there on the Bradshaws.
The ringtails?
Yeah, they look like a raccoon tail.
Uh-huh.
That's how I spot them.
Oh, okay.
Their tails look like a raccoon tail.
And those are the ones that are up at the Bradshaw?
Yeah.
Because that's where you guys didn't ever see them up at the Gold Basin, did you?
Gold Basin, yeah.
Just over at the Bradshaws?
We heard them
Oh, okay.
the night we walked out of there.
Yeah. Oh, that night that I went and picked you guys up?
The night we smashed the truck up.
Yeah. You have a whole den? Wow. Buzzes 24/7. Oh, do you still have some over there?
Yeah.
Okay. I've never seen a den of them. And I've only seen around the house, I've only seen 3 rattlesnakes ever in the whole time I've been here, but they are big and mean. Like these Mojave greens attack you.
Yeah, they're like a timber rattler.
Yeah. Yeah. But we have the king snakes, and the king snakes will actually kill the rattlesnakes. So we have one that lives in our oleanders. Hi, Sam. Dad's trying to leave the hospital without his doctor's permission. So I'm burning through the rolls real quick so I can get in. How are you, Hazel, James?
So your car's sitting on the side of the road.
Yeah. No, we'll figure it out. Phil's going in to visit him here soon. My car got a flat tire last night when I was gonna go see him, and then the spare was flat as well. So I have to figure out how to get the car fixed here soon. But right now I've convinced him to stay for a little bit because they're going to do a treatment on him to get his number down, because his blood is he's at a 3.7 for his INR, so he's up there pretty high. And Dr. Chris is not happy about his number.
Nope.
But, okay. Yeah, it just keeps climbing, Sam, and he's frustrated and just wants to come home. Okay, Silver Bugle, have a good day at work. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll let him know. It was good to see you. Thank you. So, yeah, Sam, at some point I got to go figure out the car, too. Right now I'm just focusing on Dad. But I have to take these back in, so. Well, when he's home, he goes into his doctor twice a week for his blood anyways. So.
You got the tire off the car?
Yeah.
So if I stop by and pick it up, take it in, get it fixed?
Yeah, I think the spare is in the trunk. I mean, the real tire's in the trunk, because the spare is just one of those itty bitty tiny donuts.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm pretty sure Joe had put that into the Durango he was going to try to air it up today and see if it would hold it all, just so that we could do something with the car. But I think he put the actual tire in the trunk.
Okay.
I locked it up and I put a little note on the dash saying when I left it. That way, if the cops stop or something, they don't tow it, because usually they give you 24, 48 hours before they tow it.
Yeah.
But he's still got it jacked up on the side of the road, and then the jack that I couldn't get to work is in front of the tire so that won't roll or anything, since it doesn't have an emergency brake. Okay. But that little jack that was in it, you had to twist it, and it's not even like a good handle, and I couldn't get it to twist up further than this high, and I couldn't even get up high enough off the ground to take the hubcap off.
All right.
You getting ready to head in?
Yeah, I'm gonna get ready to go.
Okay, let me get these for you.
And I'll stop and get your tire fixed.
Okay, thank you.
And I'll take it by the car, put it on.
Here's the keys. I actually locked it.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hopefully you can talk a little bit of sense into him.
She's okay. It's too hot for her.
Yeah, and out there.
I know, and I gotta go to the hospital and see him anyway, so.
Yeah.
I'll take the tire, get it dropped off, and start it fixing, and I'll go see him, and then I'll pick it up.
Okay.
On my way back out.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yep.
I will, when the doctor calls, I'll ask about it. Sammy, I don't think I need a ride. I'm probably just gonna take the Durango. I really need to change the spark plugs and see if that helps with that crap, because last night was stupid. But I got to get through these first, because I got to get them taken back. Oh no, I missed a call. Darn it. Okay, just 1 second. Sorry. I know, Sam. Yes, is there any way I can speak to Dr. Chris? This is Keni ONeal. She just tried to call me and I missed it. Sorry, guys. Hi. Okay, so he's very frustrated at this point and he's ready to just leave. He wants to know if the potassium pills they are giving him every day could be making his number go up so high. Because he said that's the only thing that he's getting in there that's different at all. Okay. Right. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. Right. Okay. Okay, thank you. Right. Well, see, the problem is he's got a nurse that he bashed heads with this morning. So because him and the nurse are not getting along, he does really good as long as he's got a good nurse. You know what I mean? But now he's got this nurse that he's bashed heads with, and he's just like, you need to tell Dr. Chris I'm going home today. I'm going home. I don't care what. I'm going home today. I'll take shots. I'll do whatever I have to do, but I'm going home today. I am really, really, really scared. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Well, it's a 7 to 7 shift, so she just came on at 7. So, yeah. I know. I was going to ask you, is there anything I can do to, like, can I have him request a different nurse? I mean, is that an option there, or is it just because we're a small hospital we don't have that option? I mean, is there anything that can be done to help him with that part? Okay. Right. Okay. 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 Okay, I'll do that. Right. 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 Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. Well, and I don't think his cell phone is active right this minute. But he wanted me to try to take care of everything, but I think that it would be good if he talked to you, because maybe if he understood that it was his stress that is making it stay so high, maybe he'll calm a bit, I don't know, but I did get him to agree to the FFP. He said, okay, I'll do it. But he said, as soon as it's done, I'm leaving. So I'm just trying to get him calmed down so that he doesn't leave. So. Okay. Okay. All right. Hopefully I can get him calmed down. His friend's gonna go visit him right now and tell him to stay his behind there. So, so okay. Okay, we'll do. Okay, thank you, Chris. Bye. Okay, guys, I'm really sorry. Sorry. Hey, Scott R. So Andrew thought he had a hernia. It wasn't a hernia. He had a cough so hard that he ripped his groin muscle in half, and was bleeding internally. So they went in, stopped the bleed, and got the blood out. He has a blood disorder though, and his numbers are really high. So his blood is very thin right now. And the last time his blood was so thin, he got a mystery bleed in his chest. When his blood was this thin, when his number was this high before. And so he's trying to leave the hospital right now because he had a run-in with his nurse this morning and doesn't have a good nurse right now. And so he's trying to leave, and I really don't want him to because I'm really scared of another bleed. So just trying to get him to stay there. And that's kind of where we're at right now, is I got to get through these rolls so that I can get him taken back. And then, because he had ordered another box that I'm not prepared for, so I've got to get these all knocked out. Mom, I wouldn't call him. He'll just yell at you. You know how he gets. He is at that really aggravated state right now. And you know how he gets when he gets to that aggravated state. He just doesn't want to listen to anybody. He's just being really stubborn right now. He's really upset. His nurse took over an hour to get him his meds this morning. He's coughed really hard a few times and it hurts really bad again. So Victoria, what his doctor said is that she needs him to stay because she's really scared about him bleeding out in another area again because his blood is so thin. And if it keeps going up like it is, it's going to cause a problem. She does not believe that it's anything that is being given to him because the potassium doesn't affect his INR at all. Hey, Hockey Arcade and Coins, hello. But he needs to calm down, pretty much is what she said. It's the stress of the procedure, the stress of everything that's going on, the stress of him being in the hospital, him stressing over everything and getting himself worked up and upset is not helping his numbers go down. And there's really nothing we can do about it. So, hey, great. Hockey Arcade and Coins. Everybody go sub him if you haven't, so we can get him to his 200. He's only 9 away. Shout out to Hockey Arcade. Everybody just let's help him get his 200. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Mom, his phone isn't active right now, so you would have to message him on Facebook. That's the only thing he's got right now. And I really don't know if he'll respond because he's at that agitated state. But just keep in mind that that's what happens when he gets agitated. So. His doctor actually doesn't work in the hospital, so she doesn't know the nursing staff that he's working with, but his nurse, she did tell me to go in and talk to the nursing supervisor and just see if maybe he can be switched with one of the other two nurses on the floor, because the area that he's in right now has 3 nurses at all times. So they're gonna, she said to just give him a call or stop in and see if we can just have him maybe just be traded to a different nurse just for this shift. So I'm gonna do that when I go in, and hopefully that'll help. Hey, Bella. But Mom, you know how he gets. He's just at that point right now. Hockey, let me see. I'll try to sub you. Hockey. Arcade. And coins. Search. All right. I subbed you there, Hockey. They did give him a nicotine patch, which helps him. His main part of the addiction is the rolling, because he rolls all of his cigarettes. So his main part of the addiction is the rolling it. So that is the part that's the problem. He's doing okay with the patch, but and he hasn't been able to drink for a couple days now, which really does affect him stress-wise, you know. Or medicate at home like he's used to. So he just doesn't have much patience for hospitals at all. I've got to get through these rolls, and I'm just so darn slow at it. But it's times like right now that I'm kind of glad neither one of the boys are here, because Raceland, the youngest boy, would be really worried about his dad. He's such a sweet little boy, and he's always so concerned about everybody. He's the sweetest darn kid. And he'd be really concerned, but he'd want to go see dad and stuff, and his dad doesn't mean to get snappy with people, but he does. So then the boys get sad because dad snapped at him, you know. And even though he's a teenager now, he still doesn't quite get how come dad gets frustrated. Hey, Ramon. I'm trying to, Mom. Jazzy stays on top of me to make sure I'm taking my meds as I'm supposed to. She's really good. She makes sure that I'm doing good. Just trying to not let myself get stressed out. I'm just really worried about him. I really don't want him to come home and get a bleed. Like, it's my worst fear, because it was really, really, really scary when his chest filled up with blood. It was really scary. He's Raymond, he's fighting the doctors. He wants to come home, and they don't want him to come home yet. So it's not a good day so far. He's not recovering well, and he needs to stay in there, and he's not wanting to. Mom, Sammy's prom is this coming Saturday, I think. Yeah, this coming Saturday is Sammy's prom. So there'll be pictures posted for that. She's going to look really pretty. Her dress is beautiful. Yeah, it's going to be pretty. I'm very excited. They didn't go to Kevin's senior prom last year, so I'm really excited they're going to Sammy's. And I'm sorry, guys. I just makes me feel better to have people to talk to while I'm going through these, trying to get these taken care of. Yeah, have you tried on your dress with your mask? Do you know what's that gonna look like? Okay, Mom. I'll message you if there's anything new. Let you know what's going on. It's okay, Victoria. Just you guys being here is great. Love you too, Mom. I do. No, I haven't found any silver yet. I found 2 die cracks, but I haven't found any silver. I really don't like this bank as far as these rolls go. We never seem to get hardly anything. It's very frustrating for me. So, Sammy, are you wanting to get your nails to match your dress or your mask? Or maybe like a silver so that it'll match your dress, I mean your mask and your purse and stuff. The silver. So how's everybody else's days going? Is the boy still sleeping, Sammy? No. This box I'm supposed to pick up today is from the other bank, so maybe it'll have something in it. Oh, Victoria, that's fun. Bye, Sammy. I love you. Be safe. Victoria, have lots of fun. Good luck. I hope you find some stuff. started at 2:30 this morning. Jeez. I didn't finally go to sleep until about 3. I will, Sam. I don't know if I'm going to be able to come by. It depends on how things go with Dad. I got to get the tire on the car, get the car home, that kind of stuff. Jasmine needs to go to the bank, so I got to take her in, and then she's got to work at 3. So much to do and not enough mommy to go around. Sammy, get your school done, though. Do good. You're down to just math, right? Get it done, and then you can be graduated. My tummy's upset, and I know it's because of the stress. I'm trying, Victoria. I am. It's just emotional. I don't do well with stress. Causes a lot of issues with me. And I gotta try to keep it under control, because if I let myself get too stressed out, then I have my seizures. So sorry, guys. I need to be emotional. Sorry. I'm really worried about him coming home. I really don't want him to have a bleed again, you know? And it's not that I don't want him home. I want him home right now, but I want him home safe to where nothing's going to happen, you know? Like I said, we went in for his chest. His INR was at a 3.6 when we went in, and they couldn't even figure out why he was bleeding. It was just because his blood was so thin. It was just leaking out, you know, and filling up his chest. They couldn't even find a point that was making it bleed. It wasn't like he had a rip. It wasn't like he had a tear. It wasn't anything like that. It was just his blood was too thin and couldn't stay where it was supposed to be, and was just going into his chest. And, you know, if his numbers are 3.7 and climbing, how am I supposed to know that that's not going to just happen again. I mean, and his doctor was like, this is the rarest thing ever. There's like 1 in a billion that reports that there was like nothing that they could go by for it, because it's just they didn't even have any information on it. You know, it's just one of those extreme rarity cases. I think they said it was bleeding from his lymph nodes that time, but it wasn't that there was any sort of damage or injury or anything. It was just coming out. And if his blood's that thin right now, it just makes me scared, you know. And I just wish that he would understand that, you know. And he knows how scary it is. I mean, because that's the closest he's ever come to death was when that bleed happened. I mean, it was really intense, and so he knows how scary it is, but he also gets his mindset, and it's almost impossible to change it. I know, Mama Lou. I know he's probably scared too, and it's hard because he wants me there, but he doesn't want me there because he's grumpy and he knows he's gonna bark at me and snap at me, and then he feels bad for being mean to me because he's stressed and upset, so he doesn't like me being there when he's like this. But I don't know. I would really love to find something cool though. Yeah, and I know that he appreciates me, and I try not to let it get to me when he does bark at me, because I know it's just because he's stressed. But he just feels bad because I don't ever get angry, you know. The only times we ever fight is when it's over our kids being little brats, you know. That's good, Mama Lou. I really try to be patient. I really do. I just get emotional, and I try to make sure that I keep it together, because right now we can't have me having seizures on top of stuff. I have to be able to maintain things and do things for him. So I can't let myself get too overwhelmed. And my daughter tries to make sure I take my medication like I'm supposed to. I just don't ever think about it when it's just me here. My kids are trying really hard to help me out. And Phil helps. He did the dishes and stuff for me yesterday, so that really helped a lot, because I'm not even acknowledging my house right now. My house is just falling apart. The only thing I've been doing besides trying to keep an eye on Andrew is working, you know. And my little Sammy is gonna graduate soon, and I gotta get ready for that. And my other daughter turns 21 soon, and gotta get ready for that. It's very difficult when your kid turns 21. I mean, she's my oldest she's my oldest kid, the one that my oldest that I've given birth to. So for me, it's a little harder when she's getting to these types of times in her life because it's my baby. But my mommy will be here the end of May for my sweet Sammy's graduation. So my mom's coming for graduation, and she'll be here for my daughter Jasmine's 24th day. And then we're going to a family reunion in the state of Washington, and I'm so very excited because my brother is my world, and my brother is there, and I miss him desperately. He is the one person in my life that I can always depend on no matter what for everything. So okay, Victoria, I will. Hi, John Oof. I haven't even been to my gym in like 2 weeks. I was trying really hard to stay on it, but then I got so sick. Oh, Mama Lou, it's going to be so nice. I'm so excited. And my brother has kiddos that I haven't seen in a long time, so I'm excited to go hang out with them. My brother who passed away, his son is up there, so I get to hang out with him. When my brother, after he killed himself, my other brother and all his friends, all the guys, built a bench for my brother who passed and put it up on the side of a mountain on his favorite spot to hang out and just think. And so while we're up there this summer, we're going to hike up to the bench. So I've been going to the gym to get ready for that. I want to be able to hike without dying because it's 1.5 miles, but it's almost straight up and down. And not only is it like a straight up hike like this, but it also like the trail weaves back and forth, but it's steep and weaves back and forth. So it's kind of a hard trail to do, but I'm trying to be in good enough shape that I can do it without hurting myself. But we take it slow because my mom will do it too. My mom's going to do the hike, and we're going to have 3 toddlers. We're going to have James, that's a year-old, and then we'll have my nephew. His name is Braxton, and he's 1.5 or 2.5 because he's a little bit younger than Jenny. And then we'll have Jenny, who's 3, almost 3, and so the 3 kids, we're gonna let them hike, but once we get to the top, it's really steep, and so we're gonna put little backpacks on them with rope so that we know that they'll be safe. Yeah, Jonah, that's what I'm trying. I've been going to the gym routinely every day, and just doing the treadmill on like just a little bit of a incline, a little bit more every time. And I've been doing a mile every time I go, but then I got so sick that I haven't been able to go to the gym. So once Andrew's home, then I'll start again. But I'm gonna take a backpack with a lunch in it too, so that we can eat lunch at the top on his bench. And it used to be silver, but the Air Force asked us to paint it camouflage because it was reflecting on reflecting, and the planes were having a lot of issues with it. So we camouflaged it so it wouldn't have such a glare. Oh, I've got 4 more rolls to do. Yeah, my little brother and I planned the family reunion, and our family reunion, we're an odd bunch. We have a very large family that's blood, but we also have a very large family of just people that have always been there for us. So our non-blood family. So our family reunion is called Family Reunion Blood or Not. So it doesn't matter if somebody is actually blood to us. If we consider you family, we want you there. So we're having all kinds of people from all over coming. And my dad was a bit of a whore in his younger years, but he has older kids than us. And 2 of my brothers are coming, and I'm really excited because I've only got to see the one. I only met him. I met him when Jasmine was pregnant with Jenny, was the first time that I ever met him, and then he came to my wedding. So this will only be the 3rd time ever that I'm seeing him. So I'm really excited about that. And then my other brother, David, I've got to see him throughout my life. He was one that came and visited when we were kids and stuff. But I've never been able to be really close to them because we didn't know much about him. So I'm really excited that at least 2 of my brothers will be there. I was really hoping. I have one brother for my dad that I haven't met yet, and his name is Jason, and I've never met him, and he lives in Texas. So I was hoping that he would come, but it's not sounding like he's going to be able to make it. But he said he's going to try. So it would be really cool if he did. The boys' mom is going to be there too, and I've never met her. My dad used to talk about her, so I know some about her, but I never actually met her. And it's kind of cool because growing up, my mom always had my dad and the boys' mom, Barb, their prom picture from school hanging on the wall. So even though it wasn't my mom, it was my dad's first wife. My mom always had that prom picture hanging on the wall. So I've seen pictures of her from the time I was little. Like I've always known of her and stuff. So that was pretty cool. So it's gonna be nice to actually meet her for the first time. And my brother Brian, him and his wife live in Hawaii, and they're flying in to come to the reunion. So that's going to be a lot of fun. My mom is an amazing person. I wish I could be half the person my mom is. She is just so amazing. And my mom and my dad have always been. They were always best friends, no matter what, even when they weren't together. My mom actually helped take care of my dad until the day that he died, and they had been divorced for heck, probably a good 20 years when my dad passed away. But my mom, my sister, and I moved in with my dad when he got cancer, and the 3 of us took care of my dad until the day that he passed. Um, and my family is just an odd family. A lot of people don't understand us because it never really mattered that they weren't together. That because my dad would do like the holiday Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever, and he would expect everyone to be there, and that meant my mom and her husband or her boyfriend. And there was one Christmas where it was at my dad's house, and it was my mom and her current boyfriend were there, and my mom's ex-husband and it was there as well. So it was at my dad's house. My stepdad had come, and my mom's boyfriend had come, and they were all there. And my dad, just he was one that taught us it doesn't matter what's going on with the adults. You do what's best for the kids, and having the family together is what's best for the kids. So my dad always made sure that we understood that you don't use kids against each other. You don't use kids in a divorce. You don't use kids as a tool or a weapon. you do what you can to put the kids first and everything. And my ex-husband, I think he learned from him because he did when my middle daughter graduated high school, he did amazing. He invited everybody, me, my husband, Andrew, and everyone, to his house. We spent days at his house. Even my mom and stuff spent days at my ex-husband's house, hanging out, having a good time, partying, celebrating our kids. So it's nice to have that closeness, even though we're not together anymore. And my ex-husband's driving down here for Sammy's graduation, and probably going to be staying here, bringing his girlfriend and his mom, and his son will be coming down, my Cameron. I'm so excited to see him because I haven't seen him since since we flew up and went to a concert together. So I took the 3 oldest kids to a concert, and that was a lot of fun. But Mama Lou, it is awesome having a good connection with family. And, I'm one that truly believes that divorce doesn't mean that you lose family. Like, it really doesn't. It shouldn't anyways. It should just mean that the mom and the dad aren't together anymore. Like, that's all it means. I mean, my ex-husband and I went through some issues when we first split up, but over the years, but we never used the kids against each other. The kids were always most important. It didn't matter. We weren't on the best terms for the first couple of years, but we still always made sure the kids weren't involved. We never bad talked each other around the kids. That was not something that was ever even mentioned, because it's not right to talk down on a parent in front of a kid. It's not the kid's fault. They shouldn't be put in the middle of anything. So, we both were always very agreeant on that, you just, we can have our issues with each other. You just keep the kids out of it. But now we're at a point where, I mean, I could say we're probably friends. We get along. We don't have to fake it when we're around each other. We can be decent to each other and have a good time, laugh, tell stories about when we were together and stuff, and it's great. And I think my kids are learning. I mean, my daughter and her baby's dad were having some issues, and it didn't stop them from making sure they still did holidays together for Jenny, and made sure that they still do dinners at night together and stuff for Jenny. It's they get. I think that we've taught them well that the kids come first. Mom and dad can work through their issues. And it's a lot easier to work through the issues when you don't get the kids in the middle, because then when people do use the kids, then later on they realize what they've done, and it causes a problem to become friends, because too much negative was said, and you can't take back words. Thanks, Mama Lou. I really do try. I raised my kids pretty much how my parents raised me, to the best that I could. I've never been one that's ever had much money in my life, ever. I was raised that money isn't what defines how rich you are. It's your friends and your family that build your life for you and determine your richness. I could live in a cardboard box, and as long as I still had my kids and my family and my friends, it wouldn't matter. I wouldn't care where I lived. I've never been one that cares about material things. I can have 2 cents to my name, and it doesn't matter. Andrew and I's entire honeymoon, we didn't have anything. We just camped in the car and fished and had fun. I mean, I believe that material things take over the world too much, and too many people focus on it when there's actually, they forget about excuse me, they forget about the good things, like having kids that that can be good kids, you know, that understand the morals that they should know, you know. And I've got a darn lot of stepkids, and all of them call me mom. All of them, I've never treated my stepkids any different than I treated my biological kids. To me, all kids are the same, you know. They're all there to love and guide and take care of, and even my little Jenny monster, her little sponge brain. Last roll, guys. Yay, I did it. Thank you, Victoria. I appreciate that. You know, I've oftentimes thought that I wish that more people were raised by my parents. Because, you know, my brother, I've got to say, I think he's probably the best man that I've ever met next to my dad. You know, he's always been there for his kids, his stepkids, his biological kids, it doesn't matter. He's always taken good care of them. He's raised them good. He's great to his wife. My dad was a cowboy, my mom was a gypsy. And so we had a fun life. We didn't ever have a whole lot, but we had each other and we had fun. My parents always made sure that we just did stuff. Like we weren't ones that would take family trips to like go to Disneyland or anything, but you know, every Sunday we'd go out in the desert and hunt for arrowheads and look for you know, beads that the Indians made in anthills. That was cool. I found a skull, a human skull one time in a cave. That was pretty cool. Like we always did outside stuff. We did hiking and, you know, exploring and trying to see different things. We'd go explore old abandoned buildings and stuff out in the desert and find old stamps and all kinds of cool stuff like that. We did a lot of just being together time, you know. My parents were ones that always made sure no matter what the situation, everybody sat together and ate dinner, you know, whether it be we all sit in the living room and just BS and munch, or everybody sit at the table. We were always together at dinner time so that we could all share each other's days and stuff, and everybody always took care of each other. My little sister, when my mom got pregnant with her, it was a family decision. Like everybody got together and discussed it, and it was a family decision to have a new little one come to the family. And you know, we've always just been, everybody was involved. Nobody kept each other in the dark. You know, my parents from an early age taught us about budgeting and all that kind of stuff. You know, Raymond, have a good day at work. Thank you. I appreciate the prayers. And my sisters, my older sister and my little sister, have both been went through their struggles. My little sister is still pretty far out there. After my brother killed himself, her husband and my brother were best friends. And my little sister and my little brother were best friends. And about 6 months after my little brother killed himself, my sister's husband killed himself with the same gun. And she lost it. She went off the deep end. She got into the drugs pretty bad and lost her kids and stuff. Gave her kids to her mother-in-law and hasn't had them back. And so she kind of went off the deep end. And as a family, we try to get her back. We try to guide her to come back home. But it was a hard hit, and she's young. She's a kiddo, and when all that happened, she was just a baby still, early 20s, just a baby. So lot to deal with, and she's always been um bubbled. My stepdad, um who was her dad, homeschooled her and kept her to herself and stuff like that. And she's never had a job or anything. So her husband and her brother use the same gun and do the same thing. And she found him and she discovered him and stuff, and she had to take care of it. So, you know, wow. Wow, that's intense, Victoria. Suicide is a big thing. And that's why when my stepson started trying to use that as a tool to get his way, I had to get him help because I've seen it really happen. I've had it affect my family a lot. And I can't have a kid believe that that's a game, that trying to hurt himself, trying to kill himself is a game to get his way. And that's not a good way to live. And I can't parent that way. I can't, you know, it's, it's too hard to parent that way because my every fear is that he'll succeed, so, and I can't let the kid just do whatever he wants because I'm scared of what he's going to do, and that's not a way to do anything. So, I mean, the first time the kid tried it, he came close. They had to pump his stomach. It was pretty intense. And, you know, it's really scary right now because all of the caseworkers and everything involved, they are letting him make the decisions. So they're not putting him through the counseling he needs. They're not putting him into the treatment he needs because he knows what the counselors want to hear for him to say that he doesn't have a problem, But when a kid in 3 years has tried to kill himself 4 times, he's got a problem. That's a real life problem. That's not something that us parents are making up. That's a real life problem. And he has talked to the counselors just the right way so that they don't think he needs the help. And it's scary. And I just can't let him come home until I know that he understands that it's not a game, that it's real life. It's real. When it happens, it happens. It's knows how to take the right amount of pills or do the right things so that he doesn't actually die. He's going to miscalculate one day or, not be able to find pills and do something different to try to get the attention so that he can get his way. And I don't know that I could work through losing my kid like that. I don't know that I could have the strength that I need to. I think I would, just because I do have other kids and I've got my grandbabies. So I think I would. I just think that it would be really hard for me to push through. And I think I'd have a really difficult time with it. So I can't let him control me like that, It's scary because as parents, we have no voice with the system, you know. We tried to get him the help he needed. We got him sent to a facility to get the help that he needed, and he convinced them he didn't need help. I don't know how your son handles it either, Victoria. I really don't. But and luckily I am a person that is doesn't turn to the drugs like my siblings did. Not my little brother. My little brother and I are the same. We haven't turned to drugs, but my brother threw himself into working on his cars and stuff. And I just kind of threw myself into my family. But both my older sister and my younger sister had, their way out were drugs. But my older sister, she found her way out. Her sons saved her, and she found her way out of the drugs, and she's doing really good. She's doing awesome. My little sister, after completely losing custody of her kids, she just hasn't been able to find a reason to come back. I think for her, she feels like she already lost everything. So what's the point in coming back? She doesn't feel like she has anything to come back. And she does. Yeah. I tell you what, Victoria, that's what saved me. And in all honesty, it wasn't by choice. I didn't want to. I've always been one that has heard that medical marijuana is great and it can save you, and especially with my seizures and stuff. But I never wanted to be a mom that did drugs, so yeah, I didn't even care whether or not it would help me or not. The fact that it was a drug, I wouldn't try it. I wouldn't do it, for a long, long, long time, because for me, I just didn't want to be a druggy mom. That wasn't something that I wanted. And when I was having my seizures so bad, Andrew pretty much tricked me into trying it when I was out of it. And it really did save my life. It got me off of all my pills, saved my life. And it's not like I'm high all the time. I take what I need to when I need to maintain my seizures. I have enough in my system at times to maintain, and that's it. I'm never high. I do CBD and stuff, which is great and really helps. My daughter gets me edibles and stuff because she has seizures too, and she goes to the dispensary to get the good stuff. So she gets me edibles and stuff that I can take just a little bit. Um, I don't use it to get high. I use it just to medicate. It is really just a medication for me. And it works. And, after seeing the studies on like Charlotte's Web and stuff, on kids that had seizures that were taking it and actually feeling better and stuff, I, I allowed myself to give it a chance, but I just refused to be a mom that's on drugs. But being on the medical is better for me than the pills were, because the prescription pills were actually killing me. So I mean, that's why I have this scar on my face right here. I was on so many prescription meds that all of a sudden I just lost control of my body, and I was still conscious. I watched myself fall, and I landed and crashed into a computer and cut myself up in a computer. So really hurt myself bad. They cut up my head, cut up my face, and that was a pretty good indicator that I needed to be off of the prescription meds because they were really bad to me. Okay, guys, I am going to go ahead and go. I'm going to go into town and take care of the bank stuff for Andrew. I'm going to really try. I did finish the rolls. I didn't find any silver. Ridiculous. But I found 3 die cracks. I'm gonna get into town. I'm gonna go see Andrew. I'm gonna do everything that I can. I'm gonna try to get the mail stuff put together tonight, if I can, and hopefully ship it off tomorrow. I apologize to everybody for not getting mail out. It's kind of the last thing on my mind right now. So, but I will get everything together. I'm going to talk to a supervisor, Victoria. I'm going to go in and talk to somebody, try to get him under control. Got a lot of little stuff I got to do, so I better take off and get into town. Thank you so much, everybody, for your support. I do love you guys. I love having the support of you guys, and I appreciate you guys just letting me jabber. I really needed to just talk, so I really appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you so much. Have a good day, okay, guys? I'll probably come on tonight just to update, let everybody know what's going on. I'll probably go into Half Dollar tonight too and stuff. I'm gonna try to catch up on some things. So I'll see you guys all a little bit later, okay? Love you all. Thank you so much. Love you, Mom.